time has come to conquer our last remaining frontiers and lead the resistance to victory on all fronts.
You're watching the GameSpot stage, brought to you by Airheads Bites.
Hello dear friends, and welcome back to the GameSpot stage right here at E3 2016. I'm delighted to be joined by Mr. Steve Mayle and Grant Kirkhope of Yooka-Laylee.
Hey!
Hello. Great to have you.
Wonderful to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Zareen as well. We're going to have a great little chat about this game. It's great to see you guys here with like a really like full demo of Yooka-Laylee, because there was always these worries when you've Kickstarters that, you know, we're going to see this, we're going to see it, but we're going to see it in like 5 or 6 years time. How have you felt about the whole process of Yooka-Laylee?
It's been wonderful since the Kickstarter. Everything during the Kickstarter was quite short term. So now we've been able to work for a year, kind of go dark and get our heads down and work on the game.
Right.
You can see people on the forums. Oh, I wonder what's happening, which is kind of a good thing because we like things to be a surprise. But we've expanded the team from 6 to 20 people.
Right.
And we're all heads down, and it's going great.
Yeah, I think that kind of whole last year's thing was just a kind of, it's not smoke and mirrors, but a bit of a little demo thing we had kind of going. It's so nice to have something proper to show now, you know, and we've all been working very hard. Even though we're all very old now.
Right. Well, but also experience, and I guess that's a lot to do.
That's a good experience.
Yeah,
right. Veteran, yes, that's right. Yes. Those are the words we bandied those words about quite a lot these days. Is that a bit more important than they actually are?
Even with your experience, though, were you expecting the Kickstarter to be as successful as it was?
No way. Absolutely not. It was such a wonderful time. None of us will ever forget that moment. You know, that number just kept climbing and climbing. We thought, yeah, we might get to a target after a week or so.
Yeah.
But we blitzed the target. I think it was 38 minutes and went on to be the
my God.
Yeah, it was ridiculous,
UK's highest ever Kickstarter for a game, and globally one of the highest ever Kickstarters for a video.
$1 million in the first 21 hours.
That's incredible.
I know. We were honestly, like, you press refresh, going and just sort of going. We thought it was broken. Like,
forever. We thank the fans forever because they built Playtonic as a proper studio. So.
Yeah.
Because you only originally asked for, was it $175?
$270, I think.
$270. Okay.
Yeah. 75.
We thought a couple of weeks, maybe. You know, really.
And was the idea with that, obviously with a smaller team as well, was the idea with that to then use that as sort of like seed money to like publishers and be like, look, this is something people want? Or
well, no,
were you making a different game?
We were make a game, but it was going to be very small scope. We thought if we get that money, the 6 of us can still make a game, but it will be a very small scope.
Yeah.
But when the money went through the roof, then we realised we could hire a proper studio.
And also, like Steve, like, you know, he gets paid such a lot of money. He's so expensive to employ. It's really, you know, he took all of it mainly. Really, you know,
driving around in my 15-year-old van.
He's got a new house, a whole lot. You know, everything. You know,
ridiculous.
Guys.
I know, and both of you like design your own shirts now. And
absolutely, yeah. Well, I got to the Facebook actually.
Oh no,
that's pretty good.
This is great fan art. This is.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
When the characters came out, there was such a great fan art community for the characters, and you know when you get that, you think, yeah, the people like the characters. When people are prepared to do the fan art, just like hundreds of pieces of fan art, it's amazing.
So I guess for the folks who maybe don't know the sort of the predecessor or the spiritual predecessor in relation to this, talk about your time working on Banjo-Kazooie. Like, talk about like what was that like? Do you still remember those days fondly?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, too right.
They're days we'll never forget. Really working together, and it's an atmosphere we very much tried to recreate at Playtonic.
All that humour that was in Banjo-Kazooie was just a team shouting down the corridor to people, and you know, all the nicknames. Like, it's almost like Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie was yesterday, and Yooka-Laylee's today. Like, it's just the same old Mickey taking that went on back then. Nothing's different, but it's the same daft things. It's still the same nicknames. Nothing. It's, you know, it's a bit boring, really. It's the same, and that kind of bled into the game. That's why the game had that kind of funny, sarcastic humour thing going on. You know, just because we're old. That's the way we were.
We try to work in the same efficient way. So there's efficient.
That's right. Yeah, I think I know that word. Yeah.
so there's little wasted work because the team is experienced in this sort of game. So I think that allows us, because 20 people for a game of this scope is still quite small. So I think that allows us to punch above our weight a little bit. So.
Totally. I mean, as a Kickstarter, like it seemed like a pretty sound investment, because I know it's not investment, but like a pretty sound punt, because I mean, you guys are so experienced in what you're doing, and you have that sort of like, I don't know, like you're probably more experienced as individuals than a lot of other people would be in this genre, which also is very underserved at the moment. Like you're you know, in some ways, some of the only people left who have ever made these types of games.
We're just so over survived so long. We're about to keep going.
Yeah.
Like for a new studio to whirl up something like this would have taken a lot more time and a lot more people.
To a lot of young people, this is a new genre because they've probably never played free roaming open world platformers. So
yeah, like in the 90s when we did those games, it was a bit like, you know, there was tons of platforms around, you know, but like now it's weird that we're like the odd man out now. There's no one. We're like the only guys out there right now.
I mean, like when Banjo-Kazooie was a thing, but that was when 3D platformers were kind of in their heyday. Right? Does that mean, like, you know, you're making Yooka-Laylee now, and there's almost like a brand new audience that you're making a game for? Are you like adjusting or like trying to change things up a bit to cater to the audience?
Yeah, we're doing new stuff, things mainly around player choice. So we've got expandable worlds where our fully expanded worlds are so big, we start the play off with a more manageable chunk of world, and then when they've got enough quillies, they can progress to either expand the world to see a lot more, or they can go straight to the next world, so they've got a choice there. Or there's tonics, which are like player modifiers, so if you're struggling with a challenge, you can boost your powers in a certain way. You don't have to unlock the moves in a particular order.
I think we're trying to get that kind of warm tickliness from the original games and like bring it up to date. You know, so we're making sure we've got enough of that spirit in there.
Yeah.
And adding, because hopefully we're like better now than we were then. You know, there's no guarantees, like, but we're hoping that I'm a better composer, Steve's a better artist, which is unlikely, a guarantee. I mean, you know, he's struggling a little bit, you know, but I mean, you know, so we're hoping that we're better now than we were then. So. You know, it's not a retro game. It's supposed to be. It's got to have that nice. It's like putting on your favourite pair of slippers. It feels nice. Right. It makes you smile. But there's new stuff too. You know. So.
Yeah.
But the 80,000 backers are expecting a spiritual successor to Banjo. So it's a fine line. We don't stray too far away from that formula they're expecting. But then again, we are bringing in loads of cool new features as well.
And the cart. Oh my God, the cart sequences are like.
Yeah, you got to have a cart, haven't you? You know.
And the fact that it's on, you know, current gen consoles and with the graphics, that makes it fresh straight away, because it's a genre that just hasn't been around for so long.
Totally, and I feel like this is still one of those genres that a lot of people have trouble nailing the art style for it.
Yeah, it's just our natural art style, being part of Rare and now Playtonic. It's just the art style that comes naturally to us, and I think that will be Playtonic's art style going forward into future.
Yeah, the word sort of one-trick pony springs to mind, really.
If it's a good trick, you might as well stick with it. That's what I say.
All right. Well, I mean, you're going back to your old tricks as well, right?
Yes, all right. No, it's true.
Mr. Five Tunes for the rest of his life. He just reverses
the same old jokes, never get tired, do they?
How are you going to manage that one, Grant? Like trying to obviously like instill that classic music that people know your work so fondly for.
Well, you know, I think there's some umpire left in me yet. I think, you know, a bit of umpire. There's a bit left over from before, so I'll just churn it out. You know, no, I think we have been really kind of cognizant not to just. It would be easy to be an autopilot, right? Just kind of do the same thing we did before. Right. We're really careful not to do that, and we're pushing each other to say, I think we can do better than that, and you know, musically and all that stuff. We're trying really hard to make it extra special. Yeah. You know, so we're trying our best.
So, and I guess the other thing about like having such success on Kickstarter and like there seems to be like this general air of like there's no worry with this one. It seems like we usually with the Kickstarters people are like very like oh, it's not coming together right. This one seems like it's pretty solid. So then, you know, it's like a second lease of life for you guys. Like getting the band back together. Playtonic now, you're
exactly
thinking
like that. When you walk into the office and you see all these old faces from the past, old people that you maybe haven't worked with since like 20 years ago.
Right.
Sometimes it's like some kind of strange alternate reality. You know, you have to pinch yourself. This is really happening. So,
but it's been a really sort of set of fortunate disasters that have kind of got us back together again, really, because some of the guys got laid off from Rare, some of the guys left Rare, so it's the first time since Banjo 2 that we're all available, really.
Right.
So it has been that kind of strange alignment of the stars, so it's kind of just happened in a really great time.
Yeah, because we've talked about this a little bit before over the years, but kudos to Gavin Price, our studio head. He was the one who brought us all together, really, and said, come on, lads, you know, I think we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because him and his wife had a cake shop in Burton-on-Trent.
Is that what he did afterwards?
Well, he had that at the same time I was working at Rare. That was other business, right? So he's used to kind of getting business loans, like us lot of like, you know.
Right.
So she was like, I don't have to do this.
You just make music. You know what I'm about.
He was like, I'll put it together. Don't worry. I'll sort all the business stuff out, and you guys can just do it. So I think it took him to do it. Really, he was a catalyst.
Right.
So the cake experience has been very valuable.
That's great. Did he still make the cakes?
I don't know. Yeah, his wife made the cakes.
I thought he sold the cake shop.
He's sold the cake shop now.
You can still make cakes though.
Yeah, I think so.
Make cakes at home.
There's still cakes going on.
Yeah.
Still a lot of cakeage.
When are we going to get to play Yooka-Laylee?
Well, backers will play it first because there's the toy box which is coming out next month.
Yeah,
wonderful.
It was a certain tier for Kickstarter. It's a spoiler-free special level that's been created. There's things to do on there. There's a new NPC to meet. There's quills to collect. You can try all the moves. Players can give us feedback.
Yeah, that's great to get some feedback from them. That helps to balance it all.
Certainly, and makes them feel involved as well.
Camera, yeah.
And people can't buy into that now,
they
right?
They can't. No, that was a backer exclusive.
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
then after that, it's first quarter 2017.
Awesome. Yeah. We're looking forward to it. Thank you both so much for coming on. I have one random question for you, though, Grant. Last one up. I was looking through your Wikipedia page, which is quite long.
Right.
You know, I don't know how much duplication happened in that with the music, but it's quite long. It's really good.
Right.
And one of the games I saw in there was Fart Cat.
Fart Cat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did do Fart Cat.
Which is an iOS game which was made by Ben Coelho and Rich Gallup, who used to do my job.
That's right.
Do this job.
I know those guys, yeah.
So, yeah, you know those guys?
Yeah, because like, when I used to work at 38
Oh, you worked at 38 as well?
I did Kings of Amalur, right? So, so I knew those guys. So when it went bust,
yes,
Fart Cat was their next venture, which of course didn't go so well, you know. But it's notorious, obviously.
Yeah. That's great. I'd heard.
I heard one tune for that one. It was quite farty, obviously.
Yes, yeah. Congratulations, guys, on your success with Kickstarter.
Thanks for having us on.
Not at all. Looking forward to playing it early next year.
You're watching the GameSpot stage, brought to you by Airheads Bytes.